Hey, we back. It's CONVOS, Speak Your Truth, and now we're talking to the men. Well, the man in the room on the panel. Now let's speak about our queens a little bit. You know, that's a touchy subject, I would say. And this question is, have our women been the biggest weapon used against us today?
No. Personally, I don't feel like a woman is being used as a weapon against us as men, me, myself as a man. I think that's what, men were created for, to provide, protect, and serve a woman. That's where I come from, you know what I'm saying? So it goes back to the first question, my first job, and the reason I love women so much is because of my mom. I was always a person to feel like, if I'm done for my mom, I can be there for any woman. So I actually think that without a woman, men would self-destruct.
There you go.
Because men, we like hunters. We impulsive. I think that a lot of times we're not patient with the process, but for the most part, I'm speaking from my personal experience because, a lot of times, we as men sometimes look at women and blame them for things instead of looking in the mirror at who we are and what we have going on. A lot of times, our work can carry over to home. Frustrations lead to the home. You don't actually interact with your family like you should because of things that's going on around you, whether it be with, your partners or with work and things like that. So I feel like, in my situation, me being a married man, to be honest with you, I got married young, and I know being in a relationship and being married and have a family kind of stabilized me. I can't say that I would be just out here at this point in my life doing whatever I wanted to, but I know.
You from what?
Huh?
Stabilize you from what? What was you going to save you from?
Self-destructed, because at some point, in my life, I was on a path to destruction, you know what I'm saying? Not saying I was out here just, I went out here sleeping with women, this, that, and the third, but I was in the streets, selling drugs and just being around, trying to make everything happen that I could, hanging out with the wrong people, but, being the protected I am, once I got into a relationship, all that changed, I wanted to be an example first for my woman. Before we had the child, I wanted to be an example to show her that I can be a strong young man. I can provide for her. I can take care of her. Then once my son came into the picture, now I already had my daughter. I didn't want her to see that I couldn't be there for a child because I wasn't with my daughter's mom. And the first time my wife got to see my daughter was her mom cursing me out. So. What type of image was that for her to see, like, what he got going on if, she cussing him out and things like that. So it actually helped me. My mom helped me. My mom always told me, to know how to speak my piece. Don't be, be blunt, but don't be blasphemous when you're speaking. You can always get your point across by, like she said, knowing how to speak, knowing how to. So, being in my relationship has kind of helped me. Relationships do get frustrating, so it's not a woman, it's not a weapon. Relationships and things like that don't come with handbooks. So it's just, learn from what you go through, try to better it if it's wrong, add to it if it's right. You hope everything go the way it should go. It's not always how it's gonna be, but no, women are not. No.
Well, I can agree 50% and disagree.
Okay.
50% depending on the situation,
right.
Depending on the experience between the man and the woman's relationship, meaning, how the system is, how the system use our women, and y'all know what I mean when I say our women, from the look of the panel. They use our women against us in a way to degrade the man. And there's nothing wrong with lifting up a woman. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like a man in the household, us supposed to lift them up ourselves. And we've dropped their ball. We have dropped their ball. And they picked it up in a way to use them.
Who dropped the ball?
Us.
Who?
Men.
Okay.
Us, that's what I said.
Okay.
We have dropped that bomb.
I'm just coming in because the question was about women being, you know.
And I'm going into how they got that way.
Yeah, okay.
Because we don't do what we should. I'm not gonna say 100% of us, but a lot of us.
Okay.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna take that back. Not even a lot of us, some of us. Because they use only 15% of us to represent all of us. You know that, right?
Yeah.
So we do have good men that uplift women, protect women, you know, and take care of them like they should be treated. But when you break that household up, they knew how dangerous it was to our culture. Because the woman is our backbone. You know that, right?
Absolutely.
We go out, we hunt, we go out in the world and we fight, and we should be able to come back home to peace, to affection, to good words, to nurturing, to some good food, and some good sex. You know what I'm saying? So we can go out and do the same thing even better, even stronger, and even harder the next day. But now, when you use a system for you to get this week, these food stamps, this Section 8, a man can't be in the home. When you put in the law book that if you spank your child, it's assault. When you put in a system that you can serve adult time at 16 years old. At 16, what do you know? What kind of adult knowledge and what have you done to serve time like that, unless you doing grown people crying? But at the same time, some of us have dropped the ball. But at the same time, again, some of our women, like I said, it's 50-50. I heard me say 50-50, right? Some of our women are pushing us away. There's not everybody. That's why I say our women has been the biggest weapon used against us. But as black men, I'm gonna say it, but as black men, we need to fight for our women, regardless of what benefits they get through a system, through a government. We still need to fight for our women, and I feel like they should still be our backbone. Because without y'all, we ain't nothing. We ain't nothing. And I can feel that right here in my heart. We ain't nothing, because I seen my mama go through, and I seen my father go through. Without y'all, we are nothing. So we need y'all. You got something to say about that?
Yeah, well, I was just gonna say, you know, when my son came into the world, you know, for whatever reason, we had to go speaking on the system, we were married or whatever, and they said that something about child support being going down there. Long story short, they sent this guy in to tell us that, you know, it's best that you continue to try to do child support, and that way the money can come home. You never know, one day you might wake up. You know, the fact that they send a brother to speak this to us and tell us this, you know, I just let them know, like, man, look, y'all can go ahead on with the system and do what you got to do with it, because I'm gonna take care of my kid regardless. It's just the thing, a lot of guys get out here and they get with women and they make children and they run, you know. A lot of guys doing what they seen done, what was done to them. So, you know, like I told them, listen, this is nothing that you can put against me. I'm a man for anything. And so I'm gonna be here to take care of my family, you know. Child support, you know, will not do enough for my kids, you know what I mean? Even though I was on child support for my daughter, paid successfully 18 years and did everything else after that needed to be done. And it's like, my daughter and I don't even have a relationship after the child support. In that way, it was used against me because I paid child support successfully. I did everything else, and my daughter and I still have a strained relationship because of the picture that her mother painted of me. You know, and even still, I say that she's not a weapon that was used against me because she was probably going through something herself that made her tell my daughter, you know, what she told her. You know, my daughter was deprived of the right to know who her father really was. She has to hear who her father is through other people who have experienced my greatness, per se, per them. So she has to hear that through other people. You know, whether she believes it or not, the picture that her mama painted of me first is the one she'll always have, regardless of what I do. So when I got out of child support, everything went even more down here because I don't have the obligation no more.
And she's an adult now, right?
She's an adult.
And it makes it even harder when she's an adult.
Because her mental is already formed.
Yeah.
So, you know, but.
So he's mom.
Yes.
I know she ain't gonna agree with you on this. But do you think you all have been a weapon used against us?
First, I want to say that without us, you are still yet everything. Man is everything. When God created, depending on what you believe, whether you believe God, creation, or whether you believe Darwin's theory, whichever one you want to believe, man was everything. You only need companionship. We were created as companionship, as a helpmeet. That's it. So without us, you are still yet everything. And I think that's where most men kind of waver on who they really, really are. You may not necessarily need us, but we are here to be your companion. That's it. We are here to be your companion.
I need you.
How do you need us? You need us for support.
All that.
Yeah, you don't need me to provide for you because you can do that yourself.
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, it's a whole bunch you don't need me for. Not me, per se.
No, I heard what you're saying.
But women. And I think that's where most men like, no, I need a woman. For women, we can say we don't need a man. But we don't want a man. But we were only created to be there for a man, depending on what you believe. So to say that women are a weapon, I think no one has made the woman a weapon except for the relationships. I don't blame society. I don't blame upbringing. I don't blame any of that. Because with every relationship, there is room to be who you are going to be to that person. And of course, you have that experience in life. But I saw my mom and dad, and my mom probably going to see this. I'm very open about everything in my life because nobody validates me. My mom and dad fought like cats and dogs. My father was an adulterer, so I can tell you how to cheat on your wife because I learned it from my daddy. My mama was a fighter, so I can fight with the best of them, including men, because she fought my daddy, right? So I saw all of that, and what that did for me was say, not me. I want to be better than that. I want to, when we got a disagreement, I don't want to argue. We can talk about it, but I don't want to argue. I don't want to chase you. I don't want to fight you. And the moment that I did that in my marriage, I saw somebody I did not like it. I knew then and there I should no longer be married to this person because I've lost every bit of respect. Every bit. So if I stay in something like that, then I'm going to become your worst enemy. Then I'm gonna become your worst. But why is it the initial thing that I'm just your worst enemy? Society ain't got nothing to do with this. Because even when you've been locked up and you get out and the food stamps, man, women work around it all day long. That man still in the house, you still getting those food stamps. It's just a mentality. It's the way you see that person that you wake up to every day. And you stay in a situation you shouldn't stay in. So yeah, she can be your worst enemy. But that ain't what we created for. We created to be your companion. But without us, you are yet everything.
Well, I appreciate that, guy. I appreciate that.
Everything.
Yeah.
Even without one.
We came.
I like that. I like that.
That is part 2. Oh, you want to speak? Speak
yeah.
with you? You know what? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're all right.
I'm sorry. Mr. Carl, get in there.
You was all right.
Get in there. Even though your man in the room.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Speak on that.
My sugar plum. Okay. But and I still gotta agree with what
Moon was saying.
I know.
You know, yes, but what she said, is true. You know, it really does come down to a mindset, a state of mind. It really does. Because the way I look at it, okay, with anything in life, you can take, I'll use twins for an example. Okay, you have a set of twins. They're born into the same family. They have the same mom, the same dad, right? Okay, let's take, for example, the parents were fighting all the time. It was not a healthy relationship. One of those twins could look at that and mimic the same thing in life. The other twin could see that and be like, you know what? I see how this is. No, I don't like that. I want my life to be a different way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So everybody has a choice. You know, at the end of the day, you do have a choice. So like what you were saying with your parents. Okay, me coming up, there was things that I saw when my mom and dad was together when I was little, before they separated in the last CONVOS conversation. You know, it was not healthy. You know, they fought all the time. Now my mom, how she liked drama. That's how she liked drama. And to be honest, the unfortunate thing is very common within our community, you know, that we do have that label. And not only do we have that label, quite a bit of us live up to that stereotype. You know what I'm saying? So there were things that I had seen my mom do, and even as I got older, there was things that I seen her do, and I was like, you know what? I don't want to be that way. You know, me personally, I don't like drama. You know, I don't like confrontation. You know, so there was things that I saw from her experiences and some of the things that she did, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go a different way. Now, true enough, I could have followed down the same path because I could have said, oh, well, that's all I know, that's all I've seen, but you still have a choice. You know, just like you choose, like, I don't want cereal for breakfast. I want some pancakes. You can choose, you know, I mean, it's the same thing. So, yeah, it really does come down to a mindset, you know. So, either one of us could be an enemy to each other, you know, if we so choose. But I think it's, first and foremost, I think it's important for each of us to know our value first, and also it's important for us to love ourselves first. Because if you don't love yourself, how can you love somebody else?
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? If you don't recognize the value in yourself, how can you expect somebody else to evaluate you? You know, so that's my little 2 cents. 3 cents on that. Yeah.
I can agree with all that. I agree with all what you think.
Hey, I'm in agreement with it. Situational.
Bang.
It's situational.
Well, CONVOS, speak your truth. What do you need, Miss Annie? Miss Butterfly.
I want to say something.
You want to say something?
Yes, and just in retrospect to what you're saying about women being, in retrospect to what you're saying, I understand what you're saying when you say women are worst weapon, but I also want you to realize this as you grow and as you mature, in the fact that not only they like weapons, but you don't look at it like they're a weapon against you. They look at it like they're a weapon against themselves. So whenever someone does something that's inappropriate or whatever in relationships, their weapon that they're forming is within. It's an internal war. So if you don't take that in that energy, that internal war, and personalize it, then you will be a better person. So it's not against you. It's her own thing she got to deal with. She have her own demons she have to deal with. She have her own reconciliation. And what we fail to do is reconcile our hearts and our conditions to where we are, where we've been, where we need to go.
And it comes with patience and compromise, right?
Patience, compromise, age, maturity, experience. There's a lot of factors that come into play when we're in relationships. But we also have to remember, coming into a relationship, you have that individual and this individual and you're co-mingling them. But whatever they're going through, they were going through that before they met you, before y'all decided to get in. That's why it's good for people to talk and communicate and ask the important questions before they commit or quote unquote not commit.
All right.
Yeah, that's all I wanted to say. I'm sorry.
See,
That's important.
Well, I'm glad I'm maturing and growing up, because what she just said about people's scars and it can trickle over into, you know, how they deal with other people. I see it now, you know, with me, but it's 30 now, and I guess every 10 years you change, like genetically you change, and I noticed that I'm like being more patient with people. At one time I just, I cut you off, and I still do that now. I still cut you off.
You're just a little slow at doing it.
It's like, I give you the benefit of the doubt first, and the benefit of the doubt has kicked me in the ass plenty of times when I actually should have just cold turkey got rid of. You know what I'm saying? But now, I listen more, and I do more listening. Then I do some more listening. Huh?
Do you evaluate yourself?
Yeah.
More now that you're getting older, you evaluate yourself more.
I wait before I react sometimes. What I do, I say, okay, how should I approach this? The situation. Because most of the time, maybe you will know the person. I know the person, right? And I say, this is who this person is. I accept them for who they are, so my expectations is not so high. So, but in this situation, how do I approach this situation? So when I come into that again, I know how. I know how to deal with it and how to maneuver in that situation. But what can change is it's a different person with a different character. You feel what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's what makes it hard. So that's why we should relate in our relationships. CONVOS, speak your truth. Weapon formed against us. Thank you.